Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sean Smith. If you go back a few seconds, you can hear me getting the wind chimes to make some music. Good morning, Kara Stevens. I've got a late start this morning. Last night was an odd night. Good morning, Logs. I understand, Mogs. No big deal. I take it that means that you've either got an appointment or an appointment. The second appointment being a reservation. I missed Christy and Harold's show last night. Juan, good morning. I know you're about to go into work. This is how late I'm running this morning. I am pouring my first cup of coffee. And usually I finish the entire pot of coffee before I start the live program. All right, Juan, you have a good day. I will talk with you a bit later. Excuse me. How do you keep it warm? If my coffee sit around for 20 minutes, it'd be too cold for me to drink. I know people who drink that iced coffee. Blah, 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 blah. Raquel, good morning. Good evening to you, Raquel. I hope you and your family are doing very, very well. Raquel is a hardworking single mom. Well, you have a good day at school. Learn a lot. Don't get programmed. Think for yourself. Tony, I just opened up your email. Tony, what time is it there? if my calculations are correct, it's about 10 o'clock at night. $11 at night. Okay, actually, that's better. So 11 o'clock Sunday morning. Is that good for you? Okay. See, my phone is already ringing. That one I don't have to take this minute. You have a good day now. Tony, I'll send you all the information here in just a little bit. Sharon, good morning. This call I'm going to have to take. I'll be back in a minute. Good morning, PMC. Sonia, good morning. I fell asleep listening to Sonia last night. Woke up, she was gone. Today's going to be pretty good. Tomorrow, warm somewhat with rain. And then Saturday's going to be bunches of rain. And then it shoots downhill from there. We're going to be back into the 20s. Oh, really, PMC? What were you listening to? Oh, that's great. Charlie, good morning. PMC, I heard something yet earlier this week about Queen re-releases. Hold on to your seat, buddy. On some of these re-releases where they've remixed them, they've also used auto-tune. Now that blew my mind. And there's something just sacrilegious about using auto-tune on Freddie Mercury. I mean, geez. Yep. Auto-tune has its place. Like if they're doing a recording and they don't have time and the artist has the talent to do it, that's one thing. But if it's to create talent out of no talent, I'm against it. Marisa. Good evening, Marisa. I have not seen you in way too long. Used to, I would see you at Papa B's like every 2 or 3 days, but Papa B is not going live like he used to. PMC, the early CDs were digitized from the analog master recordings. And I don't think the equipment was as far as long as it should have been, but we got what we got. Yeah. Not in the numbers that they used to around here, but at least there are some. The biggest record shop is a used bookstore near here. Yeah, I have. I've limited myself though. I really need to be selling stuff instead of buying stuff. Absolutely. And like that short video I did on album art, albums are just a fantastic medium for art, whether it be photography or painting. I miss that part of the experience. And streaming is all fine and dandy till you don't have a signal. Take your time, PMC. Richie, Tony, the email will be waiting for you when you get up. Richie, I hope you're having a good start to your day, buddy. Richie, you just missed Moggs. He was here a few minutes ago. I understand, Richie. My sleep patterns are all out of whack. It's going to be a major task getting things back to normal. but I'll get there. It's just going to take a little time. John P., good morning. Oh, okay. Not familiar, but might have to check that out. Thank you, John P. And the 1-year-old is too cute. You should take a picture of your little one and just tell everybody next to cute in the dictionary, this is the picture you need to see. And Nightbot is correct. I am very thankful that you guys are here. I've got a couple of business phone calls I got to take care of, and then don't know. I enjoy mowing a yard. It's good exercise. It's something that you work at, you get it done, and then you can see the fruit of your labor. Uh, but if I travel anywhere, the yard doesn't get mowed. And I enjoyed that trip to Florida very much. I just tried to do too much driving in one day. I can't handle that like I used to. Me and sitting still do not get along. And I don't know how many years I have left before I won't be able to travel. So I'm rethinking the whole scenario. Because there's a lot of you guys out there that if I'm traveling in the area where you guys live, you know, I would really enjoy sitting down over a coffee. And that gets easier if I'm not in such a rush to get here and get there and get back. Yeah, Richie, I used to love to drive. I could drive for 18 hours. Uh, I've ridden the motorcycle for over 12 hours nonstop. But sitting still, my body just doesn't take it like it used to. And let's face it, other drivers are not what they used to be. They've kind of taken the fun out of it. Oh, John P. That would be the only way I could see you guys in Europe is to jump on a plane. You, you guys would get a kick out of this. You know, I jump out of airplanes. I really enjoy the roughest roller coaster I can get in. I just have a blast with that stuff. Uh, but on a boat at sea, I get seasick. So as much as I enjoy being on a boat, it's not the most pleasurable thing for me. I'd probably take like a week cruise, 1 week. But all the cruises are set up for two people, and it's just me. And I'm not going to pay for two people for just me to go. Yeah, Richie, but they try to team you up with a stranger, and I think you know. Well, my opinion is it's better to be not dating anybody than dating the wrong person. And you know, the right fit doesn't come along every day. Michael Haywood, good morning. PMC, welcome back. Michael Haywood, you missed Moggs by 20, 30 minutes, something like that. He's already taken off. PMC, you're quite welcome. I don't handle chat as smooth as PMC does, but I do the best I can. Michael Haywood, what do you have on your agenda today? Do you get to fish, hunt, or something else? Tina, good morning. And this coming Saturday night at 8 o'clock, the music channel will go live. And we're going to have a conversation about music, and hopefully you guys will be able to make it there. Well, PMC, I hope you're able to 8 o'clock this coming Saturday night. But I mean, if you guys are busy, I understand. I miss Christy and Harold last night. I took a shower and took my meds and passed out. I woke up at about 10 o'clock. But I really want you guys to not be rushed or have to jump through hoops to make it to the live show. I want everybody to be able to relax and enjoy. That's kind of my goal, is for everybody to just have, you know, a little relaxation, escape from the rest of the craziness out there in the real world. Well, I just sit down and I passed out asleep. But like I said, my asthma's been acting up, and when I take these meds, where most people get hyped up and all this other stuff, and it puts me to sleep. Well, Richie, you get some good rest, buddy. I appreciate you coming in and saying hello this morning. Did Nightbot hide the like button? On cruises, uh, back in '91, I took that cruise, and I took it on a smaller ship. It wasn't one of the mega cruise ships of the time, and as a matter of fact, that will be today's mugshot. I will show you the koozie that I got from the cruise, but it was the best vacation money I ever spent. I had a great time. Buddy of mine from high school, his brother was stationed in San Juan, and hearing him talk about San Juan, we wanted to visit it sometime in our life. And we were at that point. He was about to marry his girlfriend, and I knew the woman I was dating, we were going to end up married. And I said, if we're going to San Juan, we need to do it now, or we'll never do it. So we got on a ship and went down there, and snorkeling along the way. Went to St. Thomas and did snorkeling there. The food was fantastic. The service was amazing. So if I could go on that cruise again in the future, absolutely. Times have changed. Uh, the mega cruise ships have their issues, and I would want to minimize those issues as much as I could, if that makes sense to you guys. So, and the cruise that I was on, one couple was from California, and he was high up in the ladder at Maxwell House, and I learned so much about Maxwell House coffee. It was the cruise was aboard the SS Azure Seas. Yeah, I have multiple reasons for not wanting to go on that particular cruise line. Uh, but it was a smaller ship, and the decks were wooden decks, and I mean they were finished. They were gorgeous. I mean, gorgeous. And the ship has apparently been sold to another cruise line, and it sails under a different name, and they painted it all white. Kind of lost some of its character. So I consider myself lucky that I was able to experience it. What else was so nice about it? Like I said, the service was amazing. I mean, amazing. There was another couple. They were from Fort Myers, Florida, and they were on their honeymoon. She was seriously having motion sickness issues. She had a patch behind her ear. She had a device on her wrist. She was taking the Dramamine for motion sickness. And at the end of the week, after all that she went through, and you could tell she was nonstop sick. We asked her, "Would you ever do this again?" And buddy, her face lit up, and she said, "Absolutely." So even with all of that going on, she had a blast. And PMC, at the risk of repeating myself, that cruise is also the best story I have for synchronicity. The couple from they were from Anaheim, California. We talked, and I was telling them about visiting friends out there and going to Huntington Beach. We considered the time I was there, and most likely we were on that beach together. About 10 years before the cruise. Fort Lauderdale is where we departed from. Uh, the couple that was on their honeymoon, he was in Fort Myers. I told him I had vacation there. He asked me where I stayed, asked me how I liked the food, and I thought that was an odd question. I told him the food was fine. He said, "Great," because he was the chef at the hotel that I stayed at the previous year. Oh, Tina, you need to come on and tell us about your experience, unless you want to type it. And the third couple, and this is the only prearranged thing on the cruise. We had dinner with the same people every night. The third couple in that group was from a little town north of Winston-Salem, and uh, somebody had me drive them up to that town a couple of weeks before the cruise. And I told the people, I don't remember the road names, but I remember exactly how to get there. And I told them, turn into the main entrance third. It was the third road on the left, and then the third house on the left. And they said, Mr. and Mrs. So and so. I said, yeah, I believe that's it. How do you know? We live next door. So I was next door to the third couple on the cruise just a few weeks before the cruise took place, and I didn't know them from Adam. Yeah, Tina, that happens. Yeah, Tina, it's amazing how gradually you get used to having sea legs, and and then when you get off that ship, walking on land is strange. Had to get my land legs back. And yes, Tina, everything was so nice. Uh, the room was a little bit chilly, and it didn't have a thermostat or anything, but we got around that. Oh, I was gone for 7 days. So the cruise was kind of my bachelor party, kind of. I understand, Tina. Well, when I go someplace, I don't want to go where all the tourists go. I want to go where all the locals go. Like when I visited friends in Anaheim, I went to Knott's Berry Farm. I didn't go to Disney because if you go to Disney, everybody there is a tourist. But Knott's Berry Farm, uh, it was mostly locals. Tina, I was. That is, but no longer, Tina. Yeah, I mean, I want to experience the local culture. I, but that's just me. I mean, why visit someplace and see a bunch of people from somewhere else? Yeah, PMC. There's a trail, the park I go to every week. There's a trail that goes from the main area of the park out to what's Torrey's Den and Torrey's Falls, and I hiked that thing twice, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I know, Tina. Eh, Don't shut yourself off, but don't waste any time, trying to find anybody. Just kind of be open. Hey, I met somebody, and let's see where things go. The hike out to there was, uh, it was a couple of miles, I think, and it was. I mean, I enjoyed the hike, but it was walking through the woods. I There was no mountaintop view. The waterfall was almost dry, and Torrey's Den is not as impressive as it sounds. Uh, so would I hike that again? Probably not. But I did the what they call the Five Peaks Challenge a few months ago, and I'd hiked to all the peaks individually. And there's the three smaller of the five. I'd hiked to all three of them in one day, but I'd never done all five in the same day. So uh, and the Five Peak Challenge is 11 miles. And I'll probably do that one again. Well, no, I wasn't let down. I enjoyed the hike, but I just prefer getting to a mountaintop or a really good waterfall. It's like the Peaks of Otter. I've now that I found out I can do a live from the peak short top. Uh, I'll probably do it again here in the next month or two, especially if it's a very dry air day. The view from Sharp Top is amazing, and I will probably get to Mount Mitchell pretty soon. Again, I want it to be very low humidity so that everybody can see a fantastic view. And they've got the parkway opened where I can get to Mount Mitchell from the southern direction. Parkway still closed off north of there. I do pretty good for an old man with asthma. A confluence of contributing factors uh, knocked me off my pedestal for a while, but slowly but surely I'm whittling everything down and getting back to where I should be. Asthma is kind of like a wheelbarrow. There's only so much that you can take and keep moving. You put too much on it and it just doesn't go. And there was a couple of things that was going on and it just snuck up on me. Yeah, I'm 69 this year. Next year I hit 70. Oh, I will. It's just I got lazy, um, and it started sneaking up on me. And Tina, 57 was when I was born. 1957. Somebody else told the joke, but I kind of use it every now and then. I'm so old. Noah owes me a 5 spot. But all those doctors that said I wouldn't live 24 hours, I kind of proved them wrong. The people that was doing all the praying proved them wrong. I had a neighbor of mine. He was probably 20 years younger than me, and he had just gotten out of the army. He was a ranger, and we were talking about hiking and this and that and the other. And I said, "Well, you're in good shape. You just got out of the military. We'll have to go and do a little hiking." I took him over here to the park, and but I took him on the hardest hike in that park, and we parked the car and we walked up the road to get to the trailhead, and we had gotten on the trail, and in the start of the trail you kind of walking level and a little bit downhill, and then you cross a creek, and from there it's uphill. I mean, it's like walking up steps for a mile or almost a mile. And we crossed the creek, and I turned around and I said, "Are you ready?" He said, "Ready for what?" I said, "The hike starts now." And we'd already walked, 3/4 of a mile or something like that. And his eyes got big. Oh, I said, "Yep, hike starts now." Don't worry, I didn't kill him. He was huffing and puffing, and he quickly told all the neighbors, "Don't go hiking with Jim." I told him I would have slowed down if he'd have asked, but he was keeping up with me. So yeah, had he dropped back the least little bit, I would have slowed up. Because I mean, when I was a teenager, my friends they had to slow up for me because my asthma was still coming and going. On a good day, I did pretty good. I was getting into physical shape, and on a bad day, I couldn't do anything. PMC, you be safe out there around all the farm implements. And I appreciate you hopping in. You always inspire me to do better taking care of chat. PMC is linguistically very talented. He can read every line of chat and hold on to conversations all at the same time. Yeah, Tina. By the time I was in my 20s, if I went to Myrtle Beach and slept more than 1 hour a day, my friends thought I was getting sick. But we'd go down for a week and pretty much I'd sleep about an hour. I'd walk up and down the beach. I'd run up and down the beach. Because, I mean, you're at sea level. So, you know, the air's thick. More oxygen. By the time I got out of high school, Tina, I would run 8 miles a day, and I wore my knees out because I got to where I was able to run. By George, I was going to run. So everybody out there, when you're young, get in good shape when you're young. It's easier to get into shape, and then when you get older, you'll be in shape, and it'll be easier to stay that way. Not for me. I ran 2 or 3 miles. I'd run down the beach 2 or 3 miles and then run up the beach to get back. But now, when I say run on the beach, I ran right at the edge of the water line. So the water wasn't coming up on me, but the sand was wet and compressed. I wasn't having to dig in loose sand. Now that makes a big difference. Absolutely, Tina. When I lived downtown Winston, the YMCA was right around the block from me. And I joined the Y, and they had an indoor track, which I don't like running indoors. But in the wintertime, I would walk down to the Y and run indoors. And they had a surface on that track. I mean, I could run for miles and it wouldn't bother my ankles, knees, nor back. I do okay. I'm rinsing the coffee pot out. I don't do any serious weight training like I used to, but I've got some dumbbells I work out with. But I do my best to live by the motto: it's better to wear out than to rust out. Yeah. I mean, in the wintertime here, I put one of my hikes on the TV and I get on the treadmill. And yeah, it's a hike and I'm seeing the video, but it's not as good as being out on the trails. I mean, to me, it's just not the same. Excuse my slurping, but this is my last cup of coffee and I'm going to enjoy it. Oh, Tina, I know that's not 100% true because you told us about your vacation in the mountains. After Stevie B tells her story tonight, uh, maybe you'll come up and tell your cruise story. Whoops, that made too much noise. Roger Blair, good morning. All right. Princess Joy asks, so good to see you. I've not seen you go live. I've not seen you in too long. I'm glad that you're here. Is everything okay? Kathy Bates, good morning. Princess Joy asks, I hope you had a great Christmas and are having a very happy New Year. I'm going to do the mug shot here. Let me grab a jacket and a cap. I'm gonna do the mug shot before everybody has to run. I'm gonna stay live a bit longer because I got a late start today. We were talking about the cruise, and this is the koozie. Good, it refocused on the tree better. I feel like Maxwell Smart having to go through them doors to get in and out. Kathy, have you ever been on a cruise? Now, if Kathy's been on a cruise, you talk about a story. That lady always has a story. No, I didn't, Kathy. You know, Kathy, with all the hiking that I do, my shoe is not getting anywhere near my face. But you know, if you think about it, his shoe phone was about the size of the first true cell phone, the Motorola Brick. So, Kathy, do you have a cruise story to tell? Yeah, Joy Axe, it was the SS Azure Seas. And it's the Azure, and I'm pretty sure they were using the Spanish word for blue. Yeah, that's one thing you never know when Mike's going to lurk. Oh, I didn't know that. Kathy, are you coming to the music discussion Saturday night on my music channel? You know, I don't even know what kind of music you like, Kathy. Oh yeah, Bob Seger. Yeah, I got to see Bob Seger live one time. I couldn't win tickets to see him, and he never came to this part of the country very often. I'm not much of a gambler. I work too hard for my money. Now, if you can take whatever amount of money that you take and say, this is what I'm going to gamble and no more, uh, uh, that there's nothing wrong with that. But these people who gamble, lose, and keep on gambling think they're going to win their money back, but they just keep losing. I don't understand that. I do not understand that at all. Yes, he did. Uh, the Bob Seger album cover for Stranger in Town, that's very close to how my hair was at one time when I had hair. Hmm, that's odd. The camera was swaying, but there's no wind. I was big time into answering contest on AM radio. That could be true, Roger. Uh, there's the radio contest. I was all in for that because you guys probably already know we were not financially well off growing up. Growing up, uh, I think one of the first things I won off the radio, McDonald's was introducing the Big Mac. And if you could call in and be a certain number caller and say the ingredients to the Big Mac in less than 3 seconds, you won 7 Big Macs. Why they chose 7, I don't know, but that was it. And I won 7 Big Macs. Big Macs are good, but free Big Macs are better. I know, Kathy, but we're talking 1973 or something like that. Might have been 74. Roger, go see if he's rebroadcasting my live. I don't know why John P likes to do that, but he likes to rebroadcast my live. He'll be broadcasting on one phone live. He'll have me on another phone, and his phone will be aimed at the phone that's carrying my live. I appreciate it. I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand it. That's all. Kathy, back then it wasn't mystery meat. Oh, cool. Mike, I have a lot of fun with that statement. Like I say, Mike is a natural comedian. Tina, me either. I stopped eating at McDonald's years ago, maybe 20 years ago. The only time I would stop at a McDonald's these days is if I was traveling on the road and it was the only thing nearby. But I tell you, this last trip to Florida, I stopped at Buc-ee's, and oh my goodness, I had a turkey sandwich. It was a barbecue turkey sandwich. It was fantastic. Oh yeah, McDonald's used to be fantastic, but ugh, all the fast food places have changed. I can't think of any fast food places these days that like I said, I'd have to be on the road traveling. I guess Bojangles is about the only place. If I'm within 20 miles of home and need something quick, I'd eat something at Bojangles. And when I go to Costco, I usually get something at Costco. Because I don't care what anybody says, Costco pizza is good. And their turkey sandwich, oh my goodness. That one sandwich is 2 meals to me, unless I just get, indulgent. I can barely eat one, but they are so good. Tina, costs more pizza than any other pizza place. They sell more than Domino's. They sell more than Papa John's. And it's because they sell the pizzas in their stores and they sell the frozen pizzas. When I first heard that, that just blew my mind that they sell more pizza. Geez, Tina, I hope somebody was with you. I hope you was feeding the boys. Yeah, I was going to say it was more than one person. The first time I remember going to a McDonald's, we were living in a little town close to Durham, and we drove over to Durham, probably 30 minutes, and went to the McDonald's, and there was 5 of us, and it was less than $5 for all of us to eat. Yeah, I know. Tina, you're here in North Carolina. Did you ever eat at Ray's King Burger? I do, but I cook to survive. I am not a chef. My ex, her mom owned a restaurant, and you talk about a great cook. And I just lost what little cooking abilities I had. I got spoiled. Uh, she, every once in a while, she would ask me to make sandwiches or something, and that was about all I did for years. And I really like using my pressure cooker. Uh, After all these years of never getting rice quite right, I can throw rice into the pressure cooker with carrots and broccoli and green peas and hit a couple of buttons, and whoa, man, Rice comes out perfect every time. The only thing is with the pressure cooker, I usually fix a minimum amount for the cooker, and usually it ends up being like 6 meals for me. Okay, Tina. I mean, Kathy. Sí, arroz con pollo. Yep. Well, Tina, I ate like there was no tomorrow in my late teens and early 20s, and I never gained an ounce. I weighed 119 pounds. Because when I was in high school, I wrestled the 112-pound class. But working out with the wrestling team was a really good thing. They were in better shape than the football players. Yeah, crock pots are good too. I like slow cookers. I had one of them and used it for years, mostly for like vegetables stew or beef stew. Load it up, turn it on, go to work, come home, and the food was ready. And to me, I know other people are not that. I bet you got wrestled, Kathy. I bet Kathy was a flirt in high school. Yes, they are. You don't have to soak them overnight. And boy, I was raised on pinto beans. I could eat pinto beans 2 meals a day every day, and I'd be just fine. I would just change up what I put in the beans. Sometimes cornbread, sometimes biscuits, sometimes chow chow. Chow chow would probably be my favorite. Tina, Roger, Kathy, this is just my brain, out there thinking thoughts. But I would thoroughly enjoy if we all, along with Mike, could be 20 years old at the same time and see what kind of trouble we could get into. Could you imagine that? All of us 20 years old at the same time and out on the town. Uh, Another channel they were talking about, they had a family member that would go out and just be silly dancing on the dance floor, and they never got it when they were young, and now they're older and they're going, Well, they were just having a good time. They didn't make any dance moves that were choreographed or anything. They were just having a good time. And yep, I couldn't dance, but that didn't keep me from going out and having a good time, enjoying the music. Tina, did you see what Kathy typed? Can you believe Kathy typed that? I can't believe she would do that. See, stuff like that. Have you ever been driving down the road and you're stopped at a stoplight and you look at in the car next to you and the people are just interesting for whatever reason. They're just interesting. You've never seen them before. You'll probably never see them again. Uh, but you wonder, there's somebody who has an entire life that you will never know anything about. And there's so many people on this planet that are living total lives and we know nothing about them. I just think about stuff like that. And I wonder, how interesting a person did I not get to know? But then on the positive side, I go, how crazy a person did I get by without meeting? Yeah, it could be. Mike's a good guy, but I have a feeling Mike's just going to do what he does. There goes that. Mike can be out there, that's for sure. Let's see if we can get this thing to focus back on the tree. There we go. Yeah, Roger, that's another thing. Tina, I hope you have a great day. And thank you for stopping in. I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. I'll probably be, oh, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'll probably be ending before too long. But at least you guys got to hear the wind chime. Uh, I would really enjoy reading a story, an adventure story that Mike wrote. Could you imagine that? I'm standing here behind the camera and it's doing that freaky stuff, and there's no breeze. I think that old phone is about had it. Yeah, he can get very creative. You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Can you guys tell I'm a big fan of wind chimes? I don't get why it's doing that. Let's do this. Let's back this camera up a little bit. Give it something to focus on. Well, I hope everybody comes to Why the Fascination Mogollon Monster tonight. I will most likely be in chat, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. Saturday night, 8 o'clock, Roger. That's East Coast time, 8 p.m. And hopefully we'll learn a little bit Saturday night about the music scene in another country. you just never know. You know, some people say they're going to do something and then they don't. I think Saturday's guest will. They've always been true to their word. But you know, things happen in life. Nightbot, that is very true. I'm very appreciative of everybody coming to the channel and making my morning coffee even better. That crinkling sound is the birds walking through the gutters. All right, 10 o'clock, going to call it a day. Take a minute for everybody to say byes. I will probably be live in the morning. If I get someplace interested and have a cell phone signal, I'll go live this afternoon. I don't think I'm going to be going anywhere that I would have a cell phone signal and be interested, but who knows? Exactly, Roger. And, you know, there's differences. Uh, Bands that we hardly heard from here are huge in Canada and other parts of the world. There's artists in the UK that really aren't known at all here. Um, and I like that Euro techno music. So, you know, that's a different thing. Cheap Trick was barely known here in the States until they went to Japan and did their album live at Budokan. And Cheap Trick became famous and Budokan became famous. So appreciate you guys. Hope everybody has a great day. And you know, I wish hundreds and if not thousands of kind words come your way. And we will catch you again soon.